Alright, everybody, hello and welcome as always. I am Sean. This is In the Mix as we continue our one season wonder save with PSG. We did a fantastic Manchester United one season wonder save. We're going to continue doing these throughout the course of the year to break up our FC Isle of Man series, which will of course be our long running series, pretty much right up until FM21, which is mind boggling to say, actually releases in November. I've said it in the last couple of episodes if you haven't gone and watched them, but if you do have your own ideas about teams you want to see me do one season with to see what we can win or focus on a particular objective, then by all means put it in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys want to see and I will make it happen. We have been doing pretty well in the league season so far. Actually, you know what? Let's not go through a crazy intro. Let's jump straight into the game and we can review it there. As you guys can see here, we're currently sitting top of the division, 16 games played, 12 wins, 4 draws during that time, plus 33 goal difference and 40 points. 3 points clear of Lyon, who are currently sitting in second spot on 37. It's weird to think that I think we started the season with 3 wins and 4 draws, so we had quite a few draws in the early days. We have kind of transitioned now to a more attacking structure as our default setting, and we're just tearing teams apart as far as the league title is concerned. Still yet to lose a game. There's no one really that we've gotten anywhere near that's looked like they were going to beat us at any particular point. As far as the league is concerned, we've already played Lyon. We beat them 3-0 quite comfortably. Lille were also up towards the top for a little bit there. We beat them 4-1 comfortably. So we are kind of cruising through the league, which we expected, and that's why we're focusing on the Champions League as our main result. Of course, in the Champions League, since that last game, we did lose 2-1. Son Heung-min tore us apart. 2 fantastic strikes from him. We then drew 2-2 with Red Bull Salzburg, and I started to panic a little bit, kind of forgetting that Red Bull Salzburg have a phenomenal team in the base level of this game. They've still got Haaland in that portion. They've got Hwang Hee-chan, who we managed last season in the beta at Hamburger, who's a very good player. They've got Minamino, who just signed for Liverpool, who's very good. They've got some good defenders. Christensen looks quality. Maximilian Wober looks quality as well, 21-year-old Austrian, who also looks to have a fair bit about him. So a very good side. We shouldn't complain too much, but a 2-2 draw away to them had me panicking a little bit. We then comfortably went 3-0 ahead against Red Bull Leipzig away from home. And then late on, Emil Forsberg scored in the 93rd and 94th minute. And I thought we were going to get properly FM'd and he was going to get a third. But thankfully, we managed to hold on and get the 3 points there to get our season back on track. We then beat Leipzig 6-0 in the return fixture at home. Absolutely pummeled them in that one. A good few players getting amongst the goals there. And then a 1-1 draw in our last game out against Tottenham takes us to 2 wins, 2 draws and 1 defeat. If we get the win today, which is against Red Bull Salzburg, to close out the division, we can still finish top of the league. They will, of course, go through, already qualified. It looks like Tottenham is potentially going to be the team that goes into the Europa League, but they are playing Leipzig as well today. If Leipzig beat them, they will go into that group. A couple of other big teams that are struggling a little bit. Zebra currently on track for Europa League, but could potentially still top their group. Celtic and Ajax still kind of going out for that second position in their group. Man City already qualified. Madrid and Atalanta already qualified. Bayer Leverkusen will likely go through Europa League. Lyon looking like they're heading for the Europa League. They could potentially get above Real Madrid, but it's a long shot. Dortmund and Barcelona already qualified from their group. Bayern and Napoli already qualified from theirs. Lille are out of Europe entirely. And Porto and Chelsea already qualified. Inter will go through into the Europa League for the rest of the year. So already a couple of big teams that have dropped out and fallen by the wayside, which helps us a little bit in terms of the last draw. But, in reality, we need to focus on our own result and finishing top of our own group and carrying through the rest of the competition as much as we can. Before we do that, though, we are going to play Monaco, who are struggling just a little bit. They're currently sitting, I think, down in 12th position as far as the league's concerned. Still got a good side. Still got some wonderful juniors coming through their ranks. Onyekura's there, who's a good player. You've got Pellegrini, who's, of course, phenomenal. Gelson Martins, Ben Yedder, they're not actually playing at the moment. They might actually be in the lineup once that we get to our match. And some very, very good players already in the full strength side as well. So they still have enough about them that we will have to play well to get past them. But I'm confident this nice little bit of run that we're on, which is about, I think, 10 league wins in a row or something like that, we can continue and we can get a good result to push us further up the table before our game against Salzburg, which is obviously the key and important one for this episode. Magic of editing, we're going to jump forward to the game now and have a look at the 2 lineups. Okay, so we are rotating a little bit. Marquinhos is going to come in and he will likely fill in, or well, not likely, he's going to fill in for Meunier, who's struggling a little bit with fitness at the moment. Similar story for Dibla. We're going to give him a rest at the end of this game. We'll give him a couple of days off training to focus on the match. We might have to do that as well for, I think, Bernat, who's struggling a little bit. We've left Mbappe out of the squad entirely. He's going to get a full rest during this period. Cavani will come on and lead the line. I think we should still have enough to get beyond Monaco, even without Mbappe. Verratti drops to the bench as well for Ander Herrera, just to try and manage form and fitness. And we're probably going to try and take off the likes of Neymar, Dybala, Pogba, those guys that we expect to play in the next game as well. A few players also sitting on yellow cards. We'll have to keep an eye on that, but we'll just see how the game plays out before we commit to anything. They've got a very strong 4-2-3-1 set up. Lecomte in goal. Kera, who we actually sold to them during this most recent off-season once I started. He's made 13 appearances for them so far in that back four, alongside Camille Glick. Adrian from Leicester is anchoring midfield next to Bakayoko from Chelsea. Golovin, the star for Russia at the most recent World Cup, is playing at the 10. They've got Henry out on the left wing, who I think they've picked up from Galatasaray, or via Everton, potentially. He looks okay, nothing spectacular. Augustin up front, and Gelson Martins over on the wing. Electric pace. So they will have a couple of dangerous players that we're going to have to keep an eye on, but we should still have enough to get beyond them. Assertively, we're going to say media have given you a lot of credit lately. Go and perform to that standard, and hopefully we can go on, get a good result, get a good performance, and put ourselves in the best possible position to get through into the Champions League. Dybala with a free kick from distance. It pinballs around, and Cavani was in the area, but Heinrichs manages to scramble that one away. Deep free kick now for Thiago Silva, forward to Ander Herrera. He can reset, back through Thiago Silva again. Just go out the other side. Kimpembe into Pogba. Right back's on if we can find him. Dybala, Herrera goes left instead, finds Neymar, who cuts inside, beats one man. Bakayoko with a good tackle. Falls to Heinrichs, now to Gelson Martins. Comes forward into half. Neymar actually doing quite well to chase him down all the way through. Bakayoko sends a ball in for the overlapping fullback. Bernat just needs to stand him up. Gelson at the top of the box, gets the strike away. It's pinballing around. Toure puts it in. Dybala's going to get on the counter now. Is that the end of the highlight, or are we going to see a little bit more? It's a mazy run. He's into the box now, and he finds the finish. What a goal that is from Paulo Dybala. Where did he actually pick that one up from? Was that inside his own half? I think it was around the centre circle. We're going to check it out here in 3 dimensions. He's inside his own half by a mile. He's gone 1v1 and then around the outside of the defender. Can't keep pace with him, gets his body goal side, and then on his left foot curls that one past the on-rushing keeper. An absolute wonder strike from Dybala has set us on our way in this league fixture. Throwing now, Bernat's going to take into Dybala, the goal scorer. Beats one man, hangs it towards Cavani, and Toure manages to scramble it away for a corner. Cavani was in the area. It'd be interesting to see how much he actually missed that by. Neymar's going to take, and he'll go front post. It's cleared away. Dybala nearly recovers, but the highlight comes to an end. Throw in now on the right-hand side. Marquinhos filling in at right back will take. Dybala again gets it back on his right foot. Cavani knocks it down for Pogba quite well. Takes a few touches, gets the strike away. Just a whisker past the far post, but a good bursting run from him. Neymar Jr., wide free kick towards back post. Kimpembe gets it in, and then they manage to scramble it away again. We're putting them under a ton of pressure. And they're showing us the highlight here. We know it hasn't crossed the line, so we don't need to see it. It's all good. We are, and I don't think I mentioned it, playing Paul Pogba as an advanced playmaker now to try and get him in the box a little bit more than he had been as a box-to-box player. And I think we're definitely seeing the fruit of that. He's definitely getting into more advanced positions. Monaco just had a highlight. Martins with a strike from the edge of the area. Didn't look like it was challenging anyone particularly. Great ball out there to Marquinhos. Reverse pass to Di Maria into Cavani now. Can he find the finish? It's a good save from Lecomte. He pushes it around the post. And of course, with any of these French names, if I'm saying them incorrectly, chuck it in the comment section below phonetically. Let me know. I think it's Lecomte. That's it. In Australia, we just pronounce things the way they're written. We're not very fluent in different languages or anything like that. So if there's a fancy way to say it, you let me know. Good pinball from the box there. Glick was offside, but it was still a good save from Navas. He had to do quite a bit to keep it out. And with 10 minutes remaining in the half, we're going to demand more. And at least Cavani's responded positively. He seems focused. Wide free kick from Neymar again towards back post. Cavani with the header. And I think he's going to be ruled out for offside. Or it might go to VAR. And he has. He's ruled it out. The linesman, to be fair, stops pretty much immediately. Lecomte tries to send a ball out left. Neymar's going to recover. And skips past one challenge. It's a good tackle. Good recovery tackle from Heinrichs there. Didn't give up on it. Thiago Silva now into Bernat. Under Herrera. Dybala. Now Pogba. Sends it in behind for Neymar again. Wide left area. And he gets the strike away. 11th goal of the season for him. A fantastic assist from Paul Pogba as well. But he did quite well to first make the run off the shoulder, beating the kind of stayed alive to where the fullback was. Looked for the space, and it's a good touch here. Gets it out in front of him, so his second one can be the strike, and he just powers that one past the on-rushing Monaco goalkeeper for a 2-0 advantage heading into half-time. We are at half-time now. 13 shots, 8 on target, 56% of the ball, and 2 goals is the big one that we want to focus on. let's just passionately say, very happy the way things are going, lads. Keep it up. We're going to keep morale as high as possible going into the Champions League fixture. This game is basically morale manager, and we're going to do as much as we can to try and keep that focus and keep that going. Neymar with the corner here. First highlight of the second half. Headed away by Glick. Back into Pogba, who gets the strike away. What a finish that is. Only 4th goal of the season for Paul Pogba, but definitely a wonderful, wonderful goal. Let's check it out in 3 dimensions. I think it's a half volley on his right foot, but we're going to check it out and see what it looks like. Neymar with the corner in. Glick with the header away. Dybala just heads it straight across to Pogba, and on his right foot, he's put that one straight into the stanchion there. Right, we used to call that the pigeon. I don't know if that's just a cultural reference or a regional one, or if other people use that terminology, but smacked it right into the bit that holds the nets up. We're through an hour now, so we're going to make our subs. Herrera's got a yellow card, so he'll come off for Verratti. We'll get him through 20 minutes or so. Dybala's got a yellow card, so we might play Sarabia as the advanced playmaker. And then I think the one that we want to focus on here is conditioning, and Neymar is struggling a little bit, so we'll bring on Julian Draxler as well, just to try and rotate and try and keep those guys that are going to play in the next match a little bit fresher. We're going to use our Get Creative shout as well. 3-0 is a great result. I'm not complaining in any way, but if we can boost our goal difference, of course, we should try to. Throw in here for Monaco. We haven't really seen too much in terms of Monaco chances, other than that goal ruled out for Glick. Cavani, on his own, tries to get the strike away. Draxler skips past one and gets the strike away, clips the outside of the post. Well and truly beating the keeper in that instance. And that's the crazy thing about this PSG squad. The front four is the strongest front four I think I've ever had. All of them are like 4 stars and above. Pogba with a free kick, not a bad effort. If you had got on target though, you would have scored. But just some of the strength off the bench, the likes of having, Verratti step off the bench and play, the likes of Sarabia and Draxler, who would be like key players for a lot of other teams. 3 minutes to be added on here. And I think we aren't going to see any further highlights. We aren't. The referee calls full time. 22 shots, 13 on target, and 53% possession. A very good performance from everybody. And I think Pogba gets the man of the match award with 2 assists. Assertively, very happy with the result and the way you boys played. We are away from home, of course. Not forgetting that staying on attacking away from home can sometimes be a bit of a liability. Paul Pogba, 9.2 match rating with that 2 assists. Fantastic for him. We're going to send the assistant along to the post-match press conference. And then Verratti and Dybala both need a bit of a rest. So we're not going to rest them for the next game, but I will give them some days off training. 1 goal and 2 assists for Pogba, a wonderful performance. Assertively superb with the number and quality of chances that he has created. Magic of editing, we're going to jump forward to the game against Salzburg now. Look at the 2 lineups. We will do some rotations, we will do some tactical tweaks, but I'll show you those again as we go through the 2 lineups. Just like that, we are a couple of days further ahead. This is the lineup that we're going with. Navas in goal, Silva and Marquinhos as the central defensive partnership, Bernat and Meunier as the 2 fullbacks. Semedo still a few weeks away before we can get him back in at right back. Verratti and Pogba will play as the 2 central midfielders. Dybala, of course, at the 10, Neymar on the left wing, Di Maria on the right, and Icardi leading the line up top this time out. Cavani wasn't bad in the last game. Mbappe's injured. I can't remember if I mentioned that at the start of the last game or not. Mbappe's out for just a week or 2. He'll be back in the next episode. Icardi, I'm going to give him a chance and see how he goes as an advanced forward. I just don't think it suits Cavani that well, and he doesn't seem to score as many goals as I'd like him to. They have a very strong lineup. A lot of good young players that we've already spoken about. Voba, Christensen, excellent defenders here. Minamono, of course, fantastic. Okugawa was excellent against us in the 2-2 draw earlier in the season. Haaland and Hee-chan up top. So they commit 4 guys forward very quickly. These 2 defensive midfielders are going to kind of try and deal with Dybala, Neymar and Di Maria cutting inside as much as possible. But I'm hopeful, given that we are in a good run of form, if we just stick to what we are capable of, we can get beyond them. And we're going to use that media one again. It just consistently works. So why would I say anything else if the players continually respond well to it? It's probably a glitch, probably a bit hacky, but, what can you do? All right, first highlight. Neymar to take the corner in the 6th minute. It's a cross. Haaland has gone up with Marquinhos. And they're going to go have a look at VAR. And we've won a penalty, which will be Icardi to take. So he's going to have an immediate opportunity to try and find the back of the net here. And it's not a bad effort. It low and hard towards the left-hand side of the goal. Keeper gets the right way, but it had enough power on it for him to not be able to keep it out. Only 3rd goal of the season for Icardi, but to be fair, he's been 3rd choice striker most of the year. And I'd expect once Mbappe's fit again, he will likely drop back out of the team. But at least he's able to chip in with goals and offer us some quality. It would see us, as things currently stand, move to top of the division and Salzburg in 2nd. Tottenham and Leipzig are currently not showing up as an option to have a look at what their scores are. Meunier with the throw-in, finds Dybala, now to Pogba, ball across to Verratti, out to Pogba again. Meunier has time to find a ball into the box, backstick runner, Neymar was there. Pogba, now Verratti, out left to Bernat, Tries to get the ball in. Icardi's living in an offside position at the moment. Pogba out to Meunier. We've committed a lot of men forward here. Header away from Ulmer. Haaland. Pogba wins it back quite well. Verratti. Good switch out towards Bernat. Can he get the ball back into the box? Squares it up for Neymar Jr. towards Dybala, who hits the crossbar. Di Maria's going to keep it in. Play Meunier. Pogba at the top of the box gets the strike away. It's closed down by the Salzburg defender. We're putting them under a ton of pressure. What's frustrating though is that Icardi just stands offside in all of that build-up. Ball in towards Marquinhos, but Stankovic does well and holds. Through 30 minutes, Marquinhos and Pogba both have yellow cards. I'm going to use the demand more shout anyway, just to give them some focus through to full time, or half time, I should say. Haven't seen a highlight yet, but obviously you can't say too much of that out loud because Sports Interactive will hear you and immediately make you concede a goal. We get through to half time, 1-0 up, 7 shots, 4 on target, 50% of the ball. Most importantly, they've only had 1 shot on target and we haven't seen it as a highlight. And I'm just going to assertively say, happy with your performance so far, keep it up. And we're going to keep going as we are. And give it another 15 minutes. We're going to have a look at our subs, our form, our fitness. We'll keep an eye on those yellow cards. There's a couple of match ratings there that are concerning. But really, we just kind of need to hold under the same structure that we are at the moment. Zobolar has come off the bench here. Icardi has done well to stay on side that time. Finds Meunier. Gets the ball in towards Dybala. Verratti recovers. Plays a good 1-2 with Pogba. Overlapping run now from Meunier. Gets the ball back across. Stankovic clears it out. And Neymar Jr., what an assist that is. 6th goal of the season for Paulo Dybala here. And hopefully the ceiling goal. But I thought Neymar was definitely going to, from that wide area, shoot into the side netting, which has been one of my biggest pain points in FM20 this year. But it's a wonderful ball back in. He just does... Oh, it's a bicycle. That is insane. What an assist that is from Neymar Jr. I can't talk shit about him rolling around on the floor anymore if he's going to pull out stuff like that. A bicycle assist is absolutely fantastic. And it puts us 2-0 up. But they have got a highlight here. He-Chan puts it across. Knocked down by Haaland to Zobolar. Fresh off the bench, gets the strike away, but Navas is equal to it and puts it out for the corner. So we'll wait for this corner to be taken, and then we'll have a look at subs. That old adage, you don't want to bring on fresh subs at corners because they'll concede from headers. Haaland was there. Pogba heads it away. Minamino now. Out to Januzovic, who took the corner. Good tackle, again, from Verratti. And it's a goal kick for PSG. All right, so let's look at these subs. Marquinhos has a yellow, so we're going to bring on Kimpembe. And Pogba has one as well, so we might bring on Herrera, but we'll switch him to be a box-to-box. You can start a little bit deeper. We might hold off to the last sub for the last 10 minutes or so just to kill some time, but let's assertively tell them we have faith in them to make a difference. Let's use our get creative shout. If we can add a 3rd goal, that's the tie, well and truly dead. Getting into the last 10 minutes or so now, there's a ball starting from the Salzburg goal kick. Manquillo to Minamino, into Januzovic, back to Voba, Januzovic, Andre Romalo. I think it's Voba. I think you say it's Voba when they're Austrian instead of Woba, which is what I probably said earlier. Bernat went through the back of a guy on a yellow card. We've gotten away with it. Zobolar now with the ball on the left-hand side. Just stand him up. Don't do anything silly. Good tackle from Meunier, or good closer down block. Di Maria on a bursting run. Goes straight down the middle. Can he find the finish? It was a phenomenal run from inside his own half. I'm pretty sure Dybala scored a similar goal in the last few games. We're going to use our demand more shout for the last 10 minutes here, just to give everyone some focus. And there was a highlight, but it doesn't get shown in the end. Ulmer to Pogracic, Stankovic all the way back in goal. Andre Romalo, I think, who's dropped to a defensive centre defensive position from midfield. Manquillo, Januzovic. They're definitely coming into the game a little bit more here as we go late on. But I'm actually fine with the level of play that they're kind of going with at the moment because they aren't forcing it too forward too quickly. Verratti plays a good ball to Dybala. Ball in behind for Neymar Jr. Wide left. Can he find the finish from the angle? It's a good recovery and tackle from Januzovic, I think that was. And Neymar's going to take the resulting corner here. 88 minutes gone. I'll just keep it in the corner if you want, lads. Instead, headed away by Zobolar to Manquillo. Back to Stankovic. They play through their keeper a tremendous amount. Andre Romalo. Ball out left to Zobolar, and the highlight comes to an end. There's 4 minutes to be added on, and all we have to do is hold on and not concede 2 goals at home. We're through those minutes now, and the referee calls full time. 18 shots, 9 on target, 46% possession, 5-2 and 54% for Salzburg. But most of their possession was just like kind of that weird triangle they were doing between their goalkeeper and their centre backs. But we do finish top of the division, which means we get a better seed for the knockout round of that competition. Assertively, we're going to say, very happy with the result and the way you guys played. Just keep morale as high as humanly possible heading into a good run of fixtures. And I think we're also in a position now where we have got a few guys that we want to try and rest. A lot of guys that are struggling for fitness, which you see here. Verratti, Dybala, Meunier, we'll probably give them a rest in the next game. and we get 2.7 million euros for getting through in the Champions Cup. The expectation, of course, that we reach the final and post-match press conference. The assistant can do it. What we are going to throw in is a little bit of a bonus for this episode is the round draw for the knockout game. So I think that means I'll play the league game against Strasbourg, but we'll come back and we'll do that Champions Cup first knockout round draw, go through that, see who we're going to be playing, and then finish up the episode. So Magic Vetting, we'll jump forward to that now. All right, just like that, we're a few days ahead. We beat Strasbourg comfortably. Nothing really to worry too much about that one. 12 games in a row we've won in the league now. Di Maria was on form. I just want to see the one that was actual result. Here we go, 3-0 win. Very comfortable. Didn't have anything to worry about. We won't worry cap that one. We're going to go and have a look at the knockout round draw today. Of course, some massive teams in there. Atletico Madrid, Porto, Man City, PSG, Dortmund, Liverpool, Napoli, and Benfica. Selfishly, if I wanted to look at it that way, I wouldn't mind getting one of the Portuguese sides, Porto and Benfica. They're both good, but like, you know, you really kind of want to avoid Atletico Madrid and Dortmund. No Barcelona. Oh, hang on, are they? Are they further down? They're further down. Ignore what I was just saying. Ajax is in there, Barcelona's in there, Bayern, Real Madrid, Atalanta, Chelsea, Salzburg, and Juventus scraped their way through. So still some massive teams, but as one of the seeded groups, we're hopefully going to avoid a lot of those first place finishing teams. Atalanta wouldn't be a bad one to get. Ajax wouldn't be a terrible one to get. They're a weaker squad than they were last year, but some big teams like Barcelona, Real Madrid, Chelsea, Juventus, you kind of want to avoid them as much as you can. We're just going to go automatic draw. We're going to let this one play out the way it plays out and see who we'll potentially look at in the next episode. Bayern have been drawn at home in the first leg to Man City. That's a huge contest. Big one for Pep. Juventus have been knocked out by Atletico Madrid. They haven't yet, but they're at home to Atletico. Barcelona get Liverpool in a repeat of last year. Real Madrid get Porto. So that's one of those sides gone. Ajax have drawn Benfica, which means I think Atalanta have got PSG. Fantastic. That's a great result for us. Chelsea have Borussia Dortmund, and Napoli will play Red Bull Salzburg away from home's last remaining team. So that went as well as I think it could have. Like, look at some of the teams that are on this list that we've avoided. We avoided Bayern, we avoided Juve, we avoided Barcelona, Real Madrid, Ajax, Chelsea, and Salzburg, of course, who we've already played. And I think it does set us up to be in a good position to get through to the next round at the quarterfinals itself. And that's actually where I think we're kind of going to come back for the episode. So it's Wednesday today, maybe a Thursday episode for a quarterfinal run, a Friday episode for a semi-final run if we make it, and then hopefully, fingers and toes crossed, if everything goes well, final appearance on Saturday is how I'm thinking about how we're going to schedule the rest of these games. So we probably won't play the Atalanta games. We'll do those off screen, which means we are going to jump forward a large chunk of the season and come back around April towards the end of the season as we get towards those last few games. Or potentially, we might skip the first leg and do the game against Saint Etienne and Atalanta. We'll see how the season plays out. We'll see how everything goes from there and come back. As always, guys, thank you so much for your continued support. Your watching is the part that means the most to me. If you want to go the extra mile, do that extra little bit, you can subscribe to the channel to be kept up to date on all our future videos. You can drop a like on this video if you want to please that YouTube algorithm and get more visibility on the episodes, see our community grow a little bit more. But I think you guys all know, if you're already watching at this point, the FM community is already pretty great, as it is. Everyone supports everyone a tremendous amount. You can check out the links over there if you want to follow us on Twitter, see all our interactions within that community, or if you ever want to reach out to me directly, Twitter's the best way to do it. And you can also check out our Twitch, which we do a regular Sunday night stream. It's Sunday nights if you're in Australia, Sunday mornings if you're over in the UK, super early, around 5 or 6 a.m. if you're in North America anywhere. But like I said at the start, thank you so much for watching. As always, I've been Sean, and I'll see you all again in the mixer.